Dude, first you say it was because I was trespassing. Okay. It's all because I'm recording. Huh?
Get out of here.
If I see you get that, you're being arrested. Okay. So you better hide somewhere.
Honestly,
that's not.
Let me ask you this. If I threw a cigarette butt right in front of you right now, would you go hands-on with me?
Some cops think they can hide their corruption, but eventually, the truth always comes out. In this video, we'll look at moments when evil cops realize they've been exposed. On the 31st of July 2024, YouTube channel 4-State Audit posted a video of his interaction with rookie Officer Blevin. The auditor was just walking around, minding his own business, when he was confronted by the officer, and the situation only escalated from there.
You're on the closed business lot. You're standing on it.
This is the pub. No, I'm not giving you my ID. You're gonna take me to jail before you get my ID.
You're on a closed business.
I'm on public easement right here. You see the? Do you not see how this is the public easement right here?
Do you see how you're inside the light pole?
Do you see how I don't care what you're saying right now? You're either gonna take me to jail. I'm not giving you my ID. Yeah. So I'm not breaking the law. This is public easement.
Cop not knowing the difference between private property and public easement is straight up disgraceful. Such officers should not be in any such position and should be discharged, as they clearly do not take their job seriously.
Walking the wrong side of the roadway, correct?
You're wanting to take me to jail for taking two. First you say it was because I was trespassing. Okay. It's all because I'm recording. Huh?
I said that. I don't know.
No, he did say that. Yeah.
Listen, man, we've had a lot of people killed in the past couple months because of
With the
pedestrian
camera?
violations.
With the
No, I
camera?
don't give a shit about your camera.
Oh, well, I don't give a shit about what you're talking about.
Okay, well, we are trying to help people so that they don't get hit by
Well,
vehicles.
you don't act like it.
An ID yourself
No.
now that I told you multiple times why I stopped you.
No.
Okay, do me a favor, turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Yep.
The funniest part of this whole incident is that the officer kept on changing the charge he'd put on the auditor until he finally settled on walking against traffic. These officers are way too comfortable doing illegal stuff and getting away with it, and this shows.
Hi.
Okay,
Here, I'll
I
make
refused to sign the ticket.
Huh?
I refused to sign the ticket, so there's no charge against you.
Oh, there was no charge?
It's
Oh,
all done.
can I get some, can I?
The officer gave you the ticket.
Okay.
That's all
And,
they need to give you.
and then what about my discovery?
There's no discovery if there's no ticket, so there's no charge.
4-State was arrested and filed a complaint against the officer, but the official punishment that Officer Blevins received is unknown, as the appropriate action had been taken based on the police findings and nothing more was disclosed. In this next case, the punishment for these cops was made public.
Get out of here.
If I see you get that, you're being arrested. Okay. So you better hide somewhere.
On August 12, 2024, a lady named Caitlin looked out her window and saw an interaction between Officers Austin, James, and Dominic of the Manchester Police Department with a homeless man named Gary.
Yeah, well, Gary, I might be taking you to jail right now.
That's what I hear.
Here, give me one reason why I should take you to jail.
And you know who I'm going to see tomorrow?
I don't care. Hold on. How old are you?
You know
You don't
who
care
I'm going
about
to see
the
tomorrow?
You don't care about the kids. Don't play your kids. Don't play the kids. You don't. Because you'd much rather shoot up in a fucking alleyway than be a fucking parents. No, I wouldn't. No, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not.
Garrett, I'm not going to lie to you. You know how many times a day we hear that shit? You won't see me again. Oh, Garrett, I swear to God.
Garrett, I guarantee you, I'll bet $100 on my paycheck I'm going to see you tomorrow.
See me in the morning.
While I'm not going to defend Gary for public defecation, but the officers are clearly familiar with him, and constantly mistreating him certainly isn't the way I expect the job to be done by any righteous officers of the law.
Why are you talking to me? Oh, put it in the trash. Oh, yeah, look, so someone else can get fucking jacked by your disgusting shit.
It's not mine. I swear to God, that one was not mine.
Here, you will be for careful. Here, you don't care about your kids. You don't. Dude, I don't care about your kids. You can hold them right now. I'm not shooting up with a fucking dumpster.
You're going to get plutonium, you promise?
Where's the geocache? Here, I won't take you to jail if you can find me the geocache.
Right there.
Oh, Garrett, your foot,
Left foot, left foot,
your foot.
right there. No, corner cold. Fine, fire.
Oh, there we go.
Humiliating Gary is absolutely not the way to handle this situation. These cops think just because he's homeless and has no protection that they can do whatever they want. Well, they're about to be proven wrong.
Sorry, I dropped all your hair on the My finger slipped. Gary.
Shoelace Express. Down here.
If I see you again tonight, you're being arrested. So you better hide somewhere.
Honestly,
That's not right. But Gary, we're about to play a game of manhunt. I'm gonna give you a 20-minute head start, and if I see you again, you're going to jail.
1 Mississippi.
2, we won't look.
Away from you.
2
Mississippi.
We're not gonna look. 4, start counting. 5 Mississippi.
Oh!
6.
1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. Derek.
This is just a sadistic game for them. These officers should be ashamed, and serious punishment is due. If not discharged, at least heavily reprimanded to some extent.
It's time to leave.
Dude, well, he's like swung in the alley. We're like,
Dude, no, we drive by and he goes like this, he goes. Imagine you had to watch people take shits outside of your window every day. Imagine. Hey folks. That'd be unbelievable. Sorry, someone was trying to poop on the side of your building.
It happens.
Yeah.
we're just trying to get it to stop.
The counting was a little weird.
We were giving him a head start before we find him and arrest him.
Yeah, but making it a game was kind of weird.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Luckily, this footage was eventually reviewed by the Manchester police chief, and these officers did not get away unpunished. Officer James McCoy received a written reprimand for using a police cruiser's public address system to make childish comments. Officer Dominic Sardo received a 4-day suspension, with 2 of those days held in abeyance. Officer Austin Beery received a 2-day suspension. While in this case, the officers didn't get physical with anyone, the cops in this next case didn't even stop there.
Let me ask you this. If I threw a cigarette butt right in front of you right now, would you go hands-on with me?
On 15th of November 2023, YouTube channel The Random Patriot posted a video where he went to Hot Springs Police Department where he was confronted by Sergeant Brown. The officer was hostile and escalated the situation much further than needed.
Nope. Oh, no, I'm good. Is the police station open?
No, it's not, it's a holiday.
It is. That's how everything else was. I wasn't sure.
Yep.
Hell yeah. What are you guys up to?
Where's your straps? All's for service.
Just hanging?
Where's your straps? We don't wear them all.
Yeah,
Officer First Class Corporal.
Nice.
Okay. We just seen you guys film, so you're right.
Yeah,
Just
oh, yeah.
make sure everything's
Oh, yeah, we're cool. Yeah,
We're taking calls at the police, talking to people, making reports. That's it.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's it.
If
We're just enjoying our day. Yeah, I didn't realize. I was thinking they were going to be closed Monday, not today. So we came up today to hang out, and everything's closed.
Yeah, if you come up on Monday, it'll be open up.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Have a good one, guys. Thanks.
Looking at how respectful these officers are, you wouldn't be able to guess just how egotistic and narcissistic their sergeant would be. It's always the cops in higher positions enabling or responsible for the acts that defame law enforcement.
I just thought of something I wanted to ask you if you got a minute. If you're busy, I can come back. So, the Halloween incident with the trick-or-treating girls, whatever happened with all that? Is there charges being pressed against them still?
I don't know the answer.
You don't know anything about that? Were you involved in that at all?
I was, yes.
You showed up? What do you think about it? You think Lieutenant May was in the right for escalating it to that level?
So getting physical with a minor is permissible? These cops really need to give straight answers because complacence with such a disgusting abuse of power is outright abhorrent.
I think Lieutenant May was in the wrong. I'm not saying I think everyone else that showed up was in the wrong. They were doing their jobs, but I do think he was in the wrong. What do you think about it?
I mean, we were just doing our job.
Do you think he was in the right? Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Would you have done it the same way?
I couldn't say. I mean, I wasn't in that situation, so I couldn't.
You've seen the video. You should know whether, if someone shows me a job site I've not been on, I'll tell you what I would have done or not would have done. So what would you have done on that job site?
I mean, he encountered somebody that broke the law and he dealt with the situation. So, I mean, that's all.
So you think if someone's littering, it's okay to escalate it to violence?
I mean, if you have a non-compliant suspect.
It's very clear that the cops are avoiding answering the question head-on for a reason. I can assure you that we will understand why when their sergeant begins interfering for no rhyme or reason.
So do you think it's okay to go hands-on with someone for littering, even if they don't like the fact that they got caught littering? That it's okay to escalate it with a minor to violence? He immediately grabbed out, and the girl was actually apologizing to him and saying she would pick it up, and he threw her out of the way, and then that's when it escalated with the other girls because he immediately goes hands-on with a minor over a Red Bull can on Halloween. You ever TP a house when you were a kid?
No, I can't say that I did.
Any of your friends do that or anything? I'm not saying I did either.
Yeah, I think
just a general question.
A couple of my friends probably did.
You think they should have got beat up for it?
I mean, I don't know.
I'm not trying to put you in a corner. I'm literally just asking you.
I mean,
the answer is no.
I mean, if they run into law enforcement.
The answer is no. You shouldn't think your friend should be beat up for TPing a house. I think anyway. I'd be surprised if someone said yes.
Do these cops not realize how big of an offense it is when a cop gets physical with a minor over littering? She is not a thief or a murderer, for God's sake.
Right, that's exactly.
Well, he's not my lieutenant, so
He's still at range. We're just hanging out.
Yep. Do you guys think it's okay to go hands-on with someone for littering? If I threw, let me ask you this. If I threw a cigarette butt right in front of you right now, would you go hands-on with me?
It's all going to depend on the situation.
Well, in this situation.
What are we doing right now?
No idea. They came up and talked to us first.
Oh, wait. Well, I'm sorry. I'd be asking if he was busy.
Okay, if they're investigating or if they're doing something right now, by law, you're interfering in a governmental operation, so y'all need to...
Interfering is a physical act, so asking him a question is not interfering. And
the sergeant avoided the question and instead changed the subject by talking about the other units there. As far as I can remember, the conversation was cordial until he began interfering, but he doesn't seem keen on keeping the nature of the conversation that way.
If units are here in the parking lot, then they're taking care of an official business.
Okay, that's fine.
That's fine.
Okay, then we don't need to be right here where they're taking care of the business.
Well, we asked them and they said they would talk.
Sir, I think you're coming up and you don't know what the situation is, and you're assuming a lot of things right now.
I'm not assuming.
You absolutely are assuming, because you're assuming that I came up here and started bombarding them, and you didn't hear me ask permission and say, "What's up? Are you busy?" And he said, "No. What's going on?" And we talked.
How many units is in the parking lot?
That's irrelevant. There could be 10.
Such cops are evidence for me that common sense really isn't all that common. He's changing the conversation constantly just to gain an upper hand over the auditors, who really just want to have a normal conversation.
Let me get out of y'all's way.
Let me get out of your way.
We don't want to impede or anything. We just ask questions.
Yeah, honestly, you're escalating by assuming.
I'm not assuming. I'm just.
You're assuming a lot of things. Everything you've said so far is an assumption that you've made without any information.
I can tell you straight up, we don't usually hang out here in the parking lot, so we're not just out here visiting. If we're here, we're on official police business.
Cool. Good. Cool. Okay.
You assumed we were interfering with an.
You assumed we were interfering. You assumed that when they came up and talked to me is because they thought I was part of the call.
I love it when auditors school these uneducated cops. The fact that such people hold these positions show us just how problematic the system really is from the very core.
So back to my question, if I threw a cigarette down right now in front of everyone here, would you go hands-on with me? What would you do if I threw a cigarette butt down right now?
I know what this is in reference to.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just tell you like this. Each situation is going to be handled.
Okay, so I'm not talking about that situation. I'm talking about this situation. If I pulled a cigarette butt,
asked to pick it up.
Okay, let's say I didn't pick it up. What happens?
It's still a Class A misdemeanor. You can still go to jail.
Finally, the auditor is successful in bringing the conversation back on track, despite the very obvious attempts of Sergeant Brown. He's really beginning to frustrate me with his attitude.
You seem uncomfortable answering my questions.
What's the Third Amendment to the Constitution?
As far as that, I don't recall right offhand.
And you sworn up to uphold the Constitution, was you not?
I am.
Okay. Would you look that up the next time you go in and remember it?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
Can you quote me all of the Fourth and the Fifth Amendment or the 16th Amendment?
Not by word, but I can tell you what it's about.
I could do most of that, yeah, definitely. What's
We're finished right
what's the
there.
5 elements of the First Amendment? That's an easy.
So either this cop has too big of an ego to answer, or he doesn't even know the First Amendment. The very people enforcing the law don't know it themselves.
The acronym is RAPS. R-A-P-P-S.
I'm gonna get out. I'm out of the way.
R-A-P-P-S. All right, I won't bother him.
Y'all need to move down.
We're good right here.
There.
I'm allowed to stand right here.
No, sir, you're not. You're going to have to move from where he's investigating this.
It's not impeding anything.
Sir, this is what I'm fixing to tell you. You're interfering with a governmental operation.
Interfering.
If you do not move from right here. I'm not going to explain it to you.
Do you have a lieutenant? Interfering is a physical
You
act.
need to move. You don't know the statute.
Wow, so if a person wishes to exercise their rights as a citizen, you're just going to break their property? Assault them? Only a cop can get away with such an act in the country we live in. If me or you committed that crime, we'd be in jail this very moment.
That's assault. That is assault.
I got it.
You need to move.
Brother, give me my phone and I'm leaving. Give me my phone.
Yeah, you're fixing to move.
Okay, give me my phone and I'll
You back up and I will give you your phone.
Give me my phone and I'll leave.
Let's go. Back up.
He just assaulted him in front of you. Are you going to do something about it?
You're going to jail.
He didn't assault him.
Brother, give me my phone.
Do you know what the...
So you escalated it to violence, just like you I said you would.
The reason I did, if you will read the statute, you're interfering.
It's a physical act. It's a physical act. You just screwed up,
It
brother.
does not have to be
You just
physical.
screwed up. You're getting a complaint on your record. Okay, that's fine.
Go ahead.
Complaints. You
But
guys
if
have the
you-
right to complain. Come on, Sergeant. They're
You
just trying to
screwed
make
up,
they're baiting us. They're baiting us.
Absolutely no control on his anger or emotions in general. Pathetic. This case is on camera. Imagine how he treats other citizens who don't have evidence of his wrongdoings.
Spaces in front of
You just screwed up, man.
You're gonna rightfully,
We're going to stay on the sidewalk.
get somewhere you can lawfully record.
We'll stay on the sidewalk.
Stay right here.
I can lawfully record right here. Thank you, Captain. I'm very sorry.
Look, we're not interfering. We're not going to say anything to anybody. We're going to stand here and we're going to be quiet.
You just let your ego get ahead of you, man.
I'm going to stay at... We're not,
Sergeant M. Brown, what's your badge number, please?
My badge number is 16.
16.
And if you will read the statute, it does not have to be physical.
It
can be verbal.
No, it can't.
You don't know the law, brother.
I do know it. I know it better than you. You don't even know the First Amendment, brother.
Yeah, he screwed up real bad. Good riddance to bad rubbish. We don't need such incompetent cops on the force.
I was like, me and them were having a really cool conversation, being really polite. There was no anything until he came up. The sergeant came up and was the worst one on scene was the sergeant.
I said if they're here, they're doing an official investigation. You need to be back
Do you have a complaint form on you? Can I do it right now?
We can do it. You can do a complaint.
Can I do it right now?
I don't. Normally, this is what I do.
Could you get me one, man? Like, I'm asking you, please. Yes, please.
It may be something that has to be done Monday, or when a lieutenant's on duty. I don't believe that there's a lieutenant there.
There's not a lieutenant on duty that you could call for me?
No, there's not. Our lieutenant leaves at 2 o'clock, and the last one left at 3.
At least his inferiors are helpful and respectful in their demeanor. Sergeant Brown could learn a thing or two from those working under him.
You just broke my... He broke my property, by the way.
I can do it. I got it on video.
Yeah.
You did it. That was assault.
That's assault.
I don't want to touch him in assault. And you, Corporal, you're scared to do anything to your sergeant.
Yeah. You need to stand up and do what's right, brother. Don't just go along with it because he's your sergeant. It's a good point.
Finally, after several pleas, a lieutenant shows up. It's so hard to hold cops accountable, and the unavailability of competent superiors certainly doesn't help.
What can I do for you? Hey, how are you? Justin. Lieutenant Patrick, you as well.
I'm not here to start anything. We were literally here talking to a couple police officers who came up to us first. I came back to talk to them, asked them politely if you're busy. Yeah, said if you're busy, I'll come back. When you're not, he said, no, what's up? So me and him were having just a normal conversation, and then Sergeant, I already forgot his name because he came up and started escalating with me immediately, saying I was interfering and I don't need to be talking to him. And I told him he was assuming things, and he immediately gets in my face, grabs my phone out of my hand, breaks this in half.
At least the lieutenant is willing to listen to the auditors with an open mind. Seems to me like this sergeant is the only bad egg on the force. Unfortunately, these cops are the ones who make headlines.
And he was just, from what he told me, that he just asked you guys, don't interrupt their official business. Don't interrupt. I'm just talking, okay? But anyway, he just said that they were trying to do official business, and by you guys being up in their business, he just asked you to step away from them while they do their official business.
Did immediately.
Well, that's fine. That's fine.
Well, then he took my phone and broke it, and got in my face and threatened to arrest if I don't leave the premises.
Yeah, threatened to arrest us both. I mean, I don't know what transpired to provoke that either way.
Obvious break. I mean, my stuff's broken and we got it on film.
Yeah, I mean, we're on film. You guys are on film just as well. We have our body cameras and we film the same thing.
I have no idea why the lieutenant is struggling so much to justify his sergeant's actions. Police officers refuse to take accountability, and it increasingly frustrates me with each and every case I take.
No, what I'm saying is there's two sides to every story, right? So
it's pretty obvious what happened. I got broken material in my pocket.
Well, but you're telling me what happened. He's telling me a different.
Corporal probably already. What did the corporal tell you?
Are you listening to me?
I am, but I already know what you're saying. You're taking his side. All you have is his side and my side, so you're not going to take a stance on it. Is what you're saying, right? You got two sides, and you don't know what to believe, so you're going to believe your sergeant.
No, you have a video, and he has a video. I'd like to go look at both of those.
I'd like to file a complaint on him, please.
For
assault?
Come on.
And battery?
Yeah.
Really? I have broken. Bro.
He reached out. Right, but I think, don't you think that's a little.
No, I do.
So if an average citizen wants to file a complaint against a cop who's just assaulted him, you laugh? This is disgusting behavior from the lieutenant. Everything's forgiven if you wear the badge, according to them.
I don't appreciate you calling us trash.
Well, I don't appreciate being assaulted and you're laughing at me about it.
Nobody.
I came up here, dude, and those first.
What time did anybody laugh?
You just did. I have it on camera too. Do you want to watch you laughing? Do you want to watch you laughing?
You were saying that you
did
were
he laugh?
assaulted. Yeah.
So now we got two on two. Yes, you did laugh. I have it on film. Do you want to watch you laughing at me saying I was assaulted?
Did you find it?
Well, it's going to take a minute.
I got time.
Because I don't know how to fast forward.
Dude, we were having a very good conversation. Very positive. Nobody was like mad that I was talking to them. It was a fine conversation.
Lieutenant Patrick, instead of focusing on the situation at hand, is diverting focus to the auditor calling the station trash. These tactics don't usually work, and he should know that.
And no one's even getting in his face. Like, we are backing up doing what he's saying, and then he still grabs my phone out of my hand and breaks it because I'm not leaving the entire premises. I don't have to leave the entire premises. I don't. Well, that's what he broke my phone over and threatened arrest on me for. That's illegal too. You can't threaten arrest for something that's not illegal. You can't go around saying I'm going to arrest you if you don't leave here.
You can, but
yes,
you
you
won't go to court.
No, you can't.
It's private property. If he said
this isn't private property.
No, I'm saying they can't. You said they can't say that. Yes, they can.
If it's private, that's not this circumstance. That's not this circumstance. This circumstance is public. This is public property.
Well, now, finally, he has taken out the footage of the incident. Maybe now the lieutenant will be able to make sense of the situation, assuming he wants to, because you never know with cops.
How's this actually operate?
So you hold it like this, and that attaches right there.
Oh,
see,
okay.
that's broken?
That is broken, yes. I do see where that is broken.
I'm not going to pretend it was $100 or anything. It was literally $15 at Walmart. Yeah. If I could get my money to replace that in an apology, I would love to shake his hand and just be out of here.
No complaints with A.
That's entirely up to Sergeant Brown. He would like to do that. I mean, I think that we all learned a little bit from this incident, and I think we can all be a little bit better in how we do it. Like I discussed with you about,
yes, sir.
You know, letting somebody disengage and not trying to re-engage and try to make them, you know, look bad in front of folks. I could see. I took it as that, and I was not a part of it. And I took it as you were just trying to be confrontational and show him that you knew more than he did and was just trying to embarrass him.
I asked him the easiest question there is to the Constitution. Literally, if I wanted to find hold on, let me finish real quick. If I wanted to stump him, I would have asked him a way harder question. Trust me, I know plenty. I asked him literally the easiest one I could think of, and I can show you other videos of me doing this and cops knowing it, and I post it, and it's awesome because I love them to know it. I want you to know the First Amendment. Like, I need you to know the First Amendment. I do not expect you not to know it. I expect you to know it. So when I ask you it, I'm expecting you to answer me, just like other cops do.
It is so disappointing to see enforcers of the law not know what the law is. How the hell do we expect such people to defend our rights when they don't even have sufficient knowledge regarding them?
Okay, but the way you went about it,
well,
was very
okay,
confrontational.
I won't argue with that. You're right.
It wasn't like, hey, let me help you out.
But I will say, you're right. I'm not gonna argue with that. But before that, it was me and the other cops were having a really good conversation.
You were, I saw that.
And then he came and escalated it by assuming a bunch of things he didn't know. And then now me and him are kind of having a not so good conversation. And that's where that tone came from, because he came in with a bunch of assumptions that he had no idea about, that I was bombarding those cops and I wouldn't leave them alone, when literally you saw me ask if you're busy or not, and I'll come back if you are.
I did see
and
that.
so he assumed a bunch of stuff, and now me and him are arguing because he's assuming stuff, and I'm still trying to give him an easy question.
Okay, now Sergeant Brown wants to take care of that. That is entirely up to you all. If you want to press anything further, you are more than welcome to as well. Okay?
Well, an apology and a handshake's good for me.
I don't do many handshakes. I'll do a fist bump or something. But as far as what I was trying to explain to you, interfering with a governmental operation is not always physical. It can be refusing to comply with a lawful command.
And that wasn't a lawful command.
Here's talking about when he asked you to get off the sidewalk and get out in front of the doors.
That wasn't a lawful command for me to get off the public. Is this public property right here? I was well away from everything that was happening.
I'm just trying to explain to you what he's.
Yeah.
What he's
Well, he needs to just be more chill with the public and not try to force your authority over everybody because they said something you didn't like.
The way the sergeant still tries to justify his own actions after the auditors are willing to end the situation peacefully shows that he feels no remorse over his actions whatsoever.
No, whenever he came up to me, he is the one that escalated everything. Why aren't you telling him, hey, when you talk to the public, you could say it a lot nicer. You could do this, you could do that. You're not doing any of that. You're doing it to me.
He was just fixing,
to your professional sergeant.
He was just fixing to apologize, and then you told him how he should come at you, and that
No,
he should.
well, no, he wanted to justify his actions before he apologized. So instead of apologizing, he started on a rant about how he was justified doing what he was doing, instead of just saying, sorry, brother.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Was he not?
I'm
Did he not start a whole speech that had nothing to do with an apology?
Lieutenant, I'm not going to take up your time if he wants to file a formal complaint.
So,
Sergeant Brown clearly has no interest in apologizing to them. Such cops really deserve to be kicked off the force. Their hubris is always their downfall, and I'm sure the same will go for this arrogant sergeant.
Dude, I'll even say sorry to you for making you look dumb.
But you always want to put in the last word. You don't want to listen to what I've got to say. So you can.
No, I want an apology. I don't want a speech from you. I want an apology, and I'll apologize right back. I don't want a speech first.
I apologize if I made you feel uncomfortable.
What about my equipment?
We will address that.
Do you apologize for breaking my equipment and getting in my face?
As far as being in the face, you had your camera within 12 inches or less.
You walked up to me. I didn't move,
Right,
brother. You got in my face.
The auditor, who isn't even at fault, is willing to apologize, but the sergeant isn't? Well, that really sums up the issue in the police force today. They think they're better than the average citizen, and for loyal viewers of my channel, this isn't the first time they've seen a cop act like this.
Can I get a complaint for him?
Yes, hang by.
Thank you.
Just fill this out here. Bring it back up here. Just leave this top part. This is what we'll fill out. But you'll need the top of complaint and then fill out all your information. This is the affidavit part, okay?
10-4.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Appreciate you. You guys have a good day.
Badge number 14.
14.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
Well, man.
That was.
I came to just ask some questions about what happened on Halloween to those girls, and look what happened to me.
That escalated.
Sergeant Brown's disciplinary action will become a permanent matter of record within his personnel file, but due to the nature of the discipline, no further disclosures about it can be made. We can't be sure about whether Sergeant Brown was properly punished, but at least we have confirmation that he was reprimanded to a certain extent. These cops thought they could hide their corruption. However, their plans were completely thwarted and they were punished accordingly. Do you think that these cops deserved what they got? Let me know in the comments below. And if you liked the video, subscribe so you can take advantage of the next one we have in store for you. Thanks for watching. This is Detective Mystery, signing off.